Hey, how are you guys doing? Okay, hopefully everybody had a good Christmas. All right, I know it's the day after Christmas. I wanted to get on here live. I was supposed to go live 2 days ago, but family stuff, so here we are. All right, definitely an important topic today. Very important topic, especially as we enter into the new year in a few days, okay? So, on the rise, in case you did not know, for women is hysterectomies, okay? And not just older women, also I'm hearing women in their 30s and 40s who've also had hysterectomies. And it's just so shocking to me because it's been so normalized, and in my opinion, it's been promoted even as a cure for reproductive health issues, for heavy bleeding, especially for fibroids. So I want to talk about this today. And I know that women who follow me for the most part are wanting to avoid this. Let's say most of the women that follow me are wanting to avoid having a hysterectomy because it just comes with a lot of implications, right? If you're not careful. And again, it is not getting to the root cause of the problem. So what tends to happen when you don't get to the root cause is that you, unfortunately, have lots of, you're not getting to the root cause of the problem. This can lead you to many health issues, okay, down the line. So women think that having a hysterectomy solves all their problems, but that's not true, right? You still have what caused that reproductive health issue to occur in the body. If that makes sense, okay? So today we're going to talk about how to avoid a hysterectomy in 2024. All right, if you're in, hey everyone coming in, you can put a live in the chat if you're watching me live. If you're watching me on replay, hashtag replay. Okay, you can share this as well with somebody who, who has a reproductive health issue, who has fibroids, heavy bleeding, and all these issues that we have that we think that we have to get our uterus removed for, okay? The uterus is the only organ that when there's an issue with it, we just want to get it removed. Doctors are pushing us to get it removed. That's the only organ. Usually when there's an issue with an organ, we heal it, right? But when it's the uterus, it's like, okay, just take it out for the most part. And you have women who have heavy bleeding issues in their late 30s, let's say in their 40s, they are, these doctors are already opting for a hysterectomy instead of, anything else as the first line, as the first cure. They're saying, just let's do a hysterectomy. And they're assuming that you want to do that because of your age. Maybe, they're assuming that you don't want to have children in your late 30s because, doctors think that after 35 is too old to have a baby, which is not true, but that's a whole nother topic, okay? So it's very scary that hysterectomies are on the rise, and I do see that happening more and more, unfortunately. But of course, I'm going to do my part to stop that. There's people that follow me that have canceled their hysterectomies, and hopefully more and more women do that. So in the U.S., one third of women, right? One third of us, right? Before the age of 60 will get a hysterectomy. To me, that is crazy, okay? And this is people don't understand the implications, again, that go along with hysterectomies. They don't understand what it leads to. They don't see women who have had hysterectomies still having health issues, okay? Maybe not related to the uterus, but related to other parts of the body. Because when you have reproductive health issues, like I always say, it's a full body issue, okay? So when it comes to hysterectomies, of course, Black women are in the lead, like always. When it comes to hysterectomies, we're 4 times more likely to have a hysterectomy. And in my opinion, that's not a coincidence, okay? A lot of Black women are, saying that they're getting, their doctors are trying to coerce them into having a hysterectomy. And I don't like that, I don't like that. I think that there's an underlying agenda, but that's a whole nother lie. We're not going to go there, okay? So this is a huge issue. As a matter of fact, there was something that occurred in Alabama in 1973 where they were actually doing forced sterilizations of Black women. This was in 1973, but still, the fact that this is still, they're not forcing it, but they're coercing women into having hysterectomies. And they're assuming just because you're over 35, just because you're in your 40s, that, oh, you're not gonna have any more children anyway. So, they just, just do a hysterectomy. They're not saying what occurs when you have a hysterectomy, what happens to the body, how you go into menopause, and all these other implications. They're not talking about the emotional toll that takes on you as well. Because let's be honest, a lot of women report being, having mental health issues after having a hysterectomy due to, it's a loss of, you feel like this is an important organ in the body, and it's not just for baby making, housing a baby. It's much more deeper than that, okay? Now, I'm not saying that if you don't have a uterus that you're broken or anything's wrong with you. No, absolutely not. I'm not saying that, right? Because the body does have memory. But at the same time, do not look at your uterus as something irrelevant if, you know, because you don't want to have any more children or you don't want to have children. No, whether you want to have children or not, your uterus is a part of your body, just like your heart is a part of your body, just like your liver, your kidneys, all these things are a part of you, right? And we don't want to just jump to remove them. We want to heal them, okay? So it's really, really important. And the US has a very high rate of hysterectomies. And studies show that 90% of hysterectomies are completely unnecessary, okay? So there's been studies done that are saying, why are doctors opting to do hysterectomy so frequently? And unfortunately, they are taught in medical school that, you know, when it comes to the uterus, it is, you know, a useless organ unless you want to have children, right? If you don't want to have any more children, it's considered a useless organ, which is not true. Like your ovaries are connected to your brain. You know, your uterus is also for hormonal balance. And when you take it out, your hormonal state is altered, right? So, and I tell you guys all the time, you guys have been following me, that when we're talking about, you know, your hormonal state in your body, when we talk about your hormonal health, that's very important. Your hormones can control all your bodily functions, right? All your bodily processes. So, hi, Mayoshi, how are you? Long time. Hopefully you had a great holiday. So did you know that when it comes to hysterectomies as well, let's talk about the rate of the risk factors involved, right? Let's talk about the complication rate, okay, which a lot of people are unaware of. So when we're talking about hysterectomies, we're talking about a complication rate of 30%, okay? Listen, and most of those people that have issues with, whether it's, you know, excessive bleeding or, you know, whatever it is, right, that occurs during that time, most physicians are not held liable for that, okay? Very few people actually sue their physicians. So they're getting away with doing these very dangerous procedures. And again, they're not being liable for things that happen on the back end. You know, you guys that have had myomectomies in the past, a lot of you have reported having, you know, a lot of complications with that. And you've told me your experiences. And even I, who has done it in the past, and just to grow fibroids right back, but that's another issue, right? Has had myomectomy, okay, and have seen complications from that. So it's really serious, right? It's a heavy psychological toll and emotional toll that weighs on you when you remove an important organ like your uterus, okay? And I'm going to mention how to avoid a hysterectomy, how to avoid being in a particular state of, you know, even contemplating it, because of course things have to occur for you to even contemplate that, right? For example, heavy bleeding, fibroids is like, those two are the number two things, or, you know, main things that women typically do, get hysterectomies for. I know endometriosis as well. I know meiosis. These are common issues, reproductive health issues that, you know, a lot of women who have those thinking that that's the only thing that they have to turn to, will have a hysterectomy for, right? So listen, these are like the few most common reasons for hysterectomy. That's what I meant to say. So yes, hopefully everybody's doing well, but yes, and if you guys have any questions, please let me know. But yes, and I didn't even do an introduction, but anyway, in case you guys are new to see, you know, in case you guys don't know who I am, my name is Sasha, and I'm a holistic woman wellness specialist. This is what I do. I help women heal their wombs, okay? In a nutshell. But anyway, it's really serious when we're talking about hysterectomy. It's not, a lot of people look at it as it's a decision that's so that's not a big deal. No, it's a huge decision, right? And let me just say it like this. If you had an issue with your heart, you wouldn't just remove it. Because let's say if you had heart disease, you wouldn't just remove your heart, right? I would hope not, because you would, you know, not be alive. But at the same time, you would do what you had to do in order to heal that, right? You would do what you had to do in order to, I would hope, change your lifestyle habits, change your diet, right? Why not do the same thing when there's an issue with your uterus, okay? Thank you so much, Mayoshi. This is just Sisters on the Real. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But it's very, very serious. So when it comes to that, we have to stop opting to remove. Our bodies are sacred, right? This is our sacred space. You know, our bodies are temple. So why are we so quick to allow others, I don't care if they're wearing a white coat or not, to remove a sacred part of our body, which is our uterus? Why are we so quick to allow that to happen, okay? It's really saddening to me that so many women are okay with this, right? You're supposed to want to heal your organs, not remove them. I always say that. And in other specialties, when there's an issue with their particular organ, the diseased tissue is removed, not the entire organ, okay? So when you're dealing with, let's talk about hysterectomy. Before we get into how to avoid a hysterectomy, let's talk about some of the implications of having a hysterectomy. So let's talk about, reduced libido, reduced sexual function for some women, not everybody, but also increased risk of heart disease, right? You increase your risk of heart disease by 33%. And we have to think about it like this. When it comes to heart disease, that's the #1 killer among women, among everybody, but especially women, right? Especially Black women. So the fact that I have to remember to say your name again. I totally forgot. It's Shine. Hopefully I said that right. Okay. But it's a long time. Hope that you're doing well. Merry Christmas. So when you're talking about removing such an important organ in the body, when you talk about removing your uterus, it does come with implications. It does increase your risk for other issues, occurring, other health issues. A number of women have had hysterectomies and have had, a breast cancer a couple years later. And you're probably wondering, like, why? The reason for that is that because they have not gotten to the root cause of the issue. They have not gotten to the root cause of whatever caused them to have to need a hysterectomy in the first place, whether that was fibroids, heavy bleeding. There's a root cause for that, right? So we cannot just opt to remove our uterus and thinking that the problem in the entire body will be solved. Because when you have fibroids and heavy bleeding, there's a hormonal imbalance in the body. That does not go away with a hysterectomy, right? We're dealing with liver. Your liver is not, again, efficient. It's stagnant. We're dealing with their stagnation in the liver. That does not go away with the hysterectomy. We're dealing with a backed up digestive system. These things don't go away with a hysterectomy. The only thing that goes away is your uterus, right? So again, what this tends to do is manifest into other health issues. I always say estrogen dominant health issues, this can range from autoimmune disorders to cardiovascular disorders to issues with the thyroid to so many, of course, in the issues with the uterus, to so many disorders, right? So just because you don't have a uterus does not mean you're in the clear, does not mean Ishine. Okay, Ishine. Okay, yes. Thank you so much, hon. But yeah, does not mean, just because you have a hysterectomy does not mean you're in the clear. No, all you did was take out your uterus. And again, the issue, the root cause can manifest into another health issue. Okay, so I just want you to understand that. And a lot of people they don't get it. They don't understand that the issue is deeper than a uterine issue. When you have fibroids, when you have endometriosis, when you have cysts, right? It's deeper than a uterine issue. It's a full body issue. Okay. So you do not take this issue. This issue doesn't magically disappear when you remove your uterus. Okay. You have to get to the root cause of the problem. You have to rebalance your hormones and heal the body, okay? So your female organs, they are vital. Like I'm not gonna say, okay, so vital, I'm gonna say vital, but they're there for a reason, right? They're there for a reason. And when you take them out, you alter your body's natural hormonal states when you just remove them, right? It's very shocking to the body to remove your uterus, in case you guys didn't know. And, when it comes to hysterectomies, the reason why they're so pushed and they're promoted, in my opinion, is, of course, there are incentives for that. Money, right? And that's for doctors and insurance companies and all that stuff. But it is sad that this, again, people are not seeing this in clear vision, that it's actually doing more harm than good, okay? There should not be 600,000 women every year annually in America having hysterectomies, okay? It's too much. It is the second most common surgery after a C-section, okay? That is crazy. And again, it's an American thing. Well, we have much more hysterectomies than any other country in the world, okay? And not because we're the only ones dealing with reproductive health issues, because we're the only ones, again, not understanding that there's a deeper reason for these health issues, okay? I would say America is probably one of the most unhealthiest countries anyway, with diet and lifestyle and the obesity rates and just so many other things, right? But this all, again, of course, exacerbates reproductive health issues, unfortunately. So let's talk about how do we avoid a hysterectomy in 2024, okay? Let's get to how do we avoid a hysterectomy in 2024? And hi, Nizam, hopefully I said that right. If you guys want to share this, go ahead and share this as well. How do we avoid a hysterectomy, okay? First of all, whether you're dealing with, reproductive health issues or not, well, most people that watch me are, but if you're dealing with reproductive health issues, whether you're dealing with, chaotic cycles, heavy bleeding, fibroids, ovarian cysts, maybe even having issues with getting pregnant, you want to balance your hormones. This is the most important thing, right? And you want to balance, reset and rebalance your hormones. Get your hormones in balance. Restore that balance. And I say this, it's not about just taking supplements. We have to start making lifestyle changes and diet changes that support our hormonal health, right? Taking supplements and then still eating a bad diet is not going to solve that, okay? So one way that's you can help with restoring balance is syncing your cycle, right? In case you guys don't know, we have 4 phases of we have a full 28-day cycle as women, right? And we have 4 phases in that, right? So really adjusting your lifestyle to your cycle, syncing that your lifestyle habits with your cycle is, I mean, it's amazing. It's really for every woman. Every woman should do it, first of all. And number 2, it has so many benefits, right? Again, not only do you avoid burnout, not only does this help rebalance your hormones, you're following the ebb and flow of your hormones, you know, because our hormones fluctuate during the month. We don't want it to fluctuate too much, but they do fluctuate during the 28 days, right? Our 4 different phases. And a lot of people don't even know, a lot of women don't even know when they're ovulating. They don't understand the 4 phases of their cycle. This is very important. I have a video on it on YouTube somewhere, but it's a very important information, right? You want to know, like, for example, during your cycle, you should not be, especially the first 3 days, depending on how many days you bleed, you should not be working out like crazy. You shouldn't be doing high impact workouts, and also a few days before your cycle as well, right? This is because of how your hormones are during that time. Your estrogen is low, your hormones are lower. You not supposed to be, putting your body into exhaustion. You're supposed to be getting a little bit more rest, right? And also there's other phases like your ovulation, during the phase of your ovulation, and even before the follicular phase, where you are supposed to be, doing more so high impact workouts, doing more projects. And I really go into that fully in my courses, but I just want to tell you guys, syncing your hormones, adjusting your lifestyle to your hormones does help significantly with helping you balance your hormones and restoring balance. Even as a woman, even to avoid things like burnout, right? To avoid, and also to help with, your chaotic cycles as well. Because a lot of people their habits are contributing to their really bad cycles, okay? So hopefully that is helpful. So even, let's talk about supporting your liver, okay? If you have any issue, any health issue really, but definitely if you have any issue with your reproductive organs, whether it's heavy bleeding, fibroids, ovarian cysts, endometriosis, this means that your liver is not again, there's stagnation in the liver. It's not removing waste and toxins like it's supposed to. And this is, is reflected in you having issues with your, having fibroids and cysts. It creates that environment for those things to occur when, again, we're not emptying out the waste like we're supposed to, right? And that's why I said there's an issue also to the lymphatic system. So it's stagnant. It's not moving the toxins like it's supposed to. So this is definitely a huge issue because your liver is your body's master detoxifier. So if it's not doing its job appropriately, then it leaves the environment for so many issues with your hormones and issues with your cycles and other issues in the body even to occur, right? And even, it has an impact on, inflammation and your immune system, right? So you want to make sure that you support your liver. Your liver is very important, like very, very important, right? So that means not eating and drinking things that are going to harm the liver, okay? And I think that we should all know by now what things harm the liver. Definitely alcohol, lack of hydration, things that pull water from the body, coffee, caffeine in general, right? These things are harmful for the liver, processed foods, and so many other things, right? So what are we doing to improve our liver health? Are you eating fruits and vegetables? Are you hydrating your body? Even on a cellular level, okay? What habits are you involved in, right? So it's really important, right? You want to actually improve the health of your organs. This improves the health of your uterus, right? Yes, your body is connected in case you did not know, okay? So it's really, really important that you want to do that. So and if you guys are just coming in, we're talking about how to avoid a hysterectomy in 2024 because nobody wants to. At this point, we should know better than to get our, this organ removed, our uterus removed, right? We should know better by now. I understand that some people have done this procedure in the past, but in 2024 going forward, we should know better. This is not how we heal, right? This is not what we should settle for, right? So, you know, improving your liver health is so important, right? You have the power to do this, okay? Improving your diet as well. Let's talk about that because this is another issue. I know it's holiday season, and I know that, you know, with Christmas and Thanksgiving and even, you know, New Year's coming up, a lot of people don't have the best diet during this time. You may have still leftovers from Christmas yesterday. Okay, you may be going to lots of events this week and this weekend. And again, I get it, right? But at the same time, you still have to, I don't want you to have the mindset of, oh, I'll start on the first. No, every single day you should be eating, you know, nutrients. You should be eating things that are going to better your health, right? Not taking away from your health. So what kind of diet are you eating? Are you eating a diet that's going to improve your health or, you know, worsen your health? The choice is yours, right? So just, you know, and I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but for the most part, what are you ingesting what are you putting into your body every single day? The holidays, you know, yes, you'll indulge a little bit, but it shouldn't be where you just completely fall off and just completely you know, start eating a whole bunch of junk and neglecting healthy foods and thinking a supplement is going to save your life. Like, that's not going to happen, okay? So we have to be very serious about what we eat, what we put into our bodies, okay? And stop, like, you know, we know that processed food is not good for us. We know that certain foods are just not good for us. So why do we keep, you know, eating an abundance of that, right? So be very careful with what you put in your body. Again, I'm not trying to say this to scare you, but just limit your sugar, processed sugar. Limit certain things, right, that are harmful to your body. Limit the processed foods, right? And increase the foods that actually give you life, not the dead foods. Decrease the dead foods and increase the living foods, okay? If that makes sense. All right. So let's talk about stress management. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. Definitely, this because I want more and more women, us to as a collective lower the rates of hysterectomies, because this is ridiculous. Like, I should not hear women in their 20s. There's some women in their 20s getting hysterectomies, and it's scary. Okay, so stress management. Let's talk about stress. Stress management is definitely a serious thing. I know the holidays can be stressful for some people. Stress management is a huge thing. When you're talking about stress, yes, this does worsen your cycles, your menstrual cycles. This does, you know, because when you're really stressed out, you have to think about it like this. Your cortisol levels are rising, right? This interferes with your hormonal health on so many different levels. And then that lowers your progesterone. So when I was explaining to somebody today, when you have little to no progesterone, automatically that estrogen just goes haywire in the body, okay? So what does that do? That creates the environment for fibroids or to grow your fibroids. If you really think back, for ladies that have fibroid cysts, it was most likely during a very stressful time in your life when you develop these things, right? Whether it's a breakup, a divorce, you know, trigger warning, a miscarriage, you know, death in the family, something very serious like that really stressed you out, or a period of time you just were not, COVID, you weren't taking care of yourself, right? So this is very serious. So stress is a huge thing. What are you doing every day, right? Do you live a stressful lifestyle in autopilot where you're just working and not paying attention to your body, to yourself? What are you doing every day to nourish yourself, to pour into yourself? Not because you're extremely exhausted, but because that's just a part of your life, right? What are you doing as a woman every single day to pour into you? This is important. And this also, not only can it prevent you from having a hysterectomy, it also can save your life, okay? Stress really does kill. And as you guys know, heart disease is the #1 killer. A lot of us have to really work on our stress levels in 2024. So think about it this week. What are you doing every single day to lower your stress levels, right? Very, very important. Whether it's, I don't care if it's journaling, working out more, you know, engaging in hobbies, going out in the sun, right? You know, different activities to really help you with your stress levels, right? So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind because this is really important, and make that actually, and put that at the forefront, right? Really lowering your stress levels, and you watch your life improve in many different areas. Because when we're stressed out, we can't even think clearly, right? And a lot of women are stressed out all the time. It's always something. And sometimes it's really us and how we perceive things, but sometimes your life really is stressful. And there's there's things that you have to do to honestly, that are in your control that you want to adjust, right? So whether it's a stressful job, relationship, you know, you have to kind of, you know, learn how to adjust things so it's not going to be so heavily, you know, on you, right? It's not going to be so mentally draining because, again, you have to put yourself first. And a lot of times we don't. We put everything and everybody else first before ourselves. And it's showing, okay? So so this is an important point. Putting yourself first. I know that people don't want to hear this. Some people don't want to hear this, right? Putting yourself first. I'm talking about before anybody. I'm being serious because a lot of women don't do this. And when they don't do this, you see their health decline. You see, because even when you're on a plane, right, they tell you put your own mask on first before anybody else's, even your own child's. So putting yourself first, that means you're eating you are nourishing your body. You're eating healthy foods. You're not telling yourself, I don't have time, right? You're putting yourself first. You're not doing nothing else until you had a healthy meal, until you worked out, until you did your little self-care regimen, whatever that is, right? You're putting yourself first. Your health comes first. And a lot of you have been putting your health on the back burner for too long, and it's showing in your fibroids and your heavy bleeding. And it's showing, right? You're putting men before yourself. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I had a thing. I'm not talking to the married women, but I'm talking about to the single women. I had a thing called Decenter Men, and really focusing on yourself. And I'm not saying don't date. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that putting yourself first, right? Putting your health, and that means you have to put your health first. We cannot say we love ourselves if we're not putting our health first, right? If we're not actually making the time and making the effort to take care of ourselves. And I always say this, when you envision yourself living your best life, whether it's in 2024, okay, or beyond, do you see yourself with fibroids and all this other stuff and cysts and heavy bleeding and endometriosis? No, I would hope not. When you're picturing your best life. Okay, I see a question. For you, since I know we are on devices, it's the culture, it's the lifestyle of today. Do you speak on the small amounts of radiation effects for our devices? That's a good one. You know what, that's a really good one. And maybe I need to start speaking on that because that's a good one. That's an addiction even I have, right? Even not putting your devices on your, being very careful about where you put your devices. Don't put them in your pocket. I know that it's very hard for some people, but try not to put them in your pocket because that's too close to your uterine area, right? And even your laptop, don't put it in your lap, So that's one thing too. I don't even talk about that. But I feel like when it comes to things like the food, that's what the stress. That stuff comes first. I'm going to be honest with you, and other things as well. And also the trauma a lot of us are holding a lot of trauma in our womb. The emotions, I'm talking about sometimes from even childhood trauma, from early adulthood, anger, pain, suppressing a lot of things, and that stays in that womb space. So these are huge implications. These have huge implications on our uterine health. Okay, I'm not saying radiation doesn't, it does, but I'm just saying that these are bigger implications, right, that we have to really address first, okay? And we have to handle first. So it's very, very serious, right? 2024, I don't want to hear about nobody telling me I scheduled my hysterectomy, and if you did, please cancel it. I'm going to be honest with you. Cancel it. Try these things first before you jump to remove an important organ in your body, right? Your uterus. We have to stop. And if you have a family member that's doing this, send them this video. That's planning to have a hysterectomy, send them this video. Last year, I had a client who a guy told her about my video, my page. She was planning to have a hysterectomy. She ended up working with me. Did not cancel her hysterectomy. Her fibroids shrunk. Just her whole life changed, right? She not only lost weight, her whole life changed. She felt amazing, finally, right? After literally she was going through, and she felt depressed about having to have a hysterectomy. So it was like her intuition was telling her not to have it, okay? So I want to say this. If you are watching this and you're dealing with fibroids, heavy bleeding, PCOS, any of these hormonal issues, whether they're affecting your womb or just affecting, because, when we talk about hormones, it can affect anything, right? When we talk about your hormonal health, I have a 6-week womb healing intensive, okay, that starts on Monday, the 1st of the year. This is for women that want to really be fibroid free in 2024, that want to restore hormonal balance in 2024. They don't want to continue on with these health issues, right? And they want guidance, and they actually want to implement this stuff, right? So if that's you, then definitely I welcome you to join my 6-week womb healing intensive. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We've already had women join, and we start on the 1st, and I'm super excited. And, you know, I'm really, really excited. But yes, it's going to be amazing. You have me guiding you, you know, and helping you implement these strategies on healing your womb, you know, shrinking your fibroids, on eventually getting rid of your fibroids, you know, and getting rid of your cysts, and restoring hormonal balance and having healthy cycles. And also removing, you know, a lot of that trauma and stuff in the womb. We also heal the womb energetically because the body is connected, okay? So this is very serious. When we're talking about, you know, your womb health, it affects your entire body. So for women that are ready to go on their womb healing journey and they're serious about it, make sure you check out my 6-week womb healing intensive. We got about 3 more spots left, okay? And I want women to join who are going to benefit from this, who really want to put their all into this, right? It's going to be a program, and it's a one-time program, so don't say, I'm going to join next time. There's not going to be a next time. One time, okay? We start on the 1st. That's it. So after the 31st, you're not going to be able to sign up anymore. And if these 3 spots, you know, close up, you're not going to be able to sign up anymore, okay? Somebody signed up on Christmas yesterday, okay? It's time. And that's the best gift you can give yourself, by healing, so that you can pass that down to the next lineage, in the next lineage, right? You don't have to pass down fibroids and heavy bleeding and infertility down to the next lineage. We have to stop that, okay? So if that's you and you're tired of struggling on your own, you know that there's a better way, you want to actually do the work to heal, you want a customized plan, right? And you want help along the way, then I'm here. Join that 6-week womb healing intensive. You can click the link in my bio to join that, okay? And it's $9.97. We have Klarna, we have Afterpay, okay? No excuses, okay? It's time. This will put you on the right trajectory for 2024 to actually heal, to be successful in this, okay? And not to go another year suffering with fibroids and heavy bleeding and all these other health issues, okay? That you don't have to have. All right? So that's it. Do you guys have any questions before I go? If not, then check out my 6-week womb healing intensive. Feel free to share this with anybody who was considering a hysterectomy, or you can share this to your page. All right, great seeing you. Yes, thank you so much, Mayoshi. Great seeing you as well. Yes, Happy New Year if I don't see you again before 2024. So super excited for 2024. It's going to be an amazing year, and I'm setting myself up now. I hope you guys are too, for your year, for your 2024. Do not say I'm starting on the 1st. No, start this week, setting your life up for 2024, okay? We're going to all do amazing things, and I wish you all the best. And again, all right, if you want to work with me, and you want to go deeper, and you want to heal your womb, again, the 6-week womb healing intensive, do not miss this, okay? You can sign up by clicking the link in my bio, all right? And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me, okay? Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.